Hello everyone, it's me BB. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making some baked red snappers. And this entire box, it was about 14 to 15 red snappers, and I got them at a restaurant depot. It's like a Sam's Club or a Costco. And this entire box was about 10 pounds, and like I said, it had about 14 to 15 fishes in there. And I cooked everything, and I was like, okay, I need to make a video before the all these red snappers finish. So these are the three fish that are left. So they come into this packaging, the plastic packaging. So what we're going to do is to remove them, and it says like it's also clean and has been gutted, but we're still going to clean it again to make sure it's all clean. Then we're gonna start cooking it. So this is how I make it. The entire box of the red snappers cost about $45, including tax. So I kind of think it's a great price, because at one time I bought a red snapper. Probably it was about 2 pounds. It was not that big, and that fish costed me about $15, and that was like a couple of years ago. So to me, this is a great price for like a 10-pound box of maybe like 14 to 15 red snapper in it. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to clean the fish, and it's already clean, but I'm just have to come back and remove the scales some more. I know there's gonna be still some scales left, and the tail has to go too. And this little hand that helps the fish swim, that has to go. I don't know what they call it. And on the back of the fish, it has that little things that's very sharp. Yeah, right here. That has to go. So if somebody knows the name, please comment down below, because I don't know what to call these. And that's what I'm removing right now. They have, so be careful while you're cleaning out this fish, because those things that I don't know the name can be pretty sharp. And this is what our fish looks like once it's all done and cleaned out. And this is what our three fish looks like once they are all done with the cleaning. Next, we're going to remove the water that's it from the bowl and clean the bowl out, because we're going to need this bowl to start the marinade. So you guys might be wondering what happened to the rest of the box, the fish that was left in the rest of the box. I cooked them, I think, about 3 to 4 times, and it finished up pretty quick. It lasted about less than 10 days in my house, and I think I made like two fried fish dishes, and the other one was like a white rice with some kind of fish sauce that went with it. So that's what I did to them, and these are the only three that are left. What are we doing here is we're trying to slice the fish. The reason we're slicing it is it's going to help us cook the fish faster, and at the same time, when it's time to eat the fish, it's going to be easier to eat. So here are the ingredients that we're going to need to start off with the marinade. That's why we have here some black pepper, a spoonful of Dijon mustard, a half a lime, a half a jimbo, and 3 garlic cloves. And with this marinade, I want it not to go very heavy. If this fish was like a maybe some kind of tilapia fish, maybe I will double this amount of ingredient that I'm using for the marinade, just to enhance the tilapia flavor. But the red snapper itself, the flavors are kind of settled, so you don't need not a whole lot of marinade just to bring the flavors out. I hope you know what I mean. And the only ingredient that was not on the plate is some olive oil. You're going to add some olive oil just to make everything a little bit looser once it's marinated. It's gonna help the marinade spread faster and easier on the fish. So even though I strained the fish just to make sure all the water removes some more, I'm kind of coming back here with some paper towel to dab it on top of the fish. No, my point here is just to make sure it's not going to be zero water before the marinade lays on top of the fish. So here you have a non-stick baking sheet. So what we're going to do is to spray some non-stick cooking spray all over it, even though the baking sheet is a non-stick too, but I don't trust it, so that's why you spray again some non-stick cooking spray all over it. Then you place the fish on it, and it's going to be baked at a 250 degrees oven for about 1 hour. And the first half of the first 30 minutes, you're going to be baking it. Make sure it's covered with aluminum foil. You don't want that direct heat on it. Then after the 30 minutes are up, that's when you're gonna come back and remove the foil and let it cook for another 30 minutes. So meanwhile, while our fish are baking in the oven, we're going to make a cucumber salsa. And for our cucumber salsa, I just chop up like one large cucumber into like die sizes, and tomatoes, some little bit of onion, a half a lime, and a spoon of Dijon mustard. And here we have some salt, and I use some like a little bit of jumbo, like maybe half a piece of jumbo. And these are two garlic cloves that we're going to mix everything together and create this salsa. And the last two ingredients that go into this salsa is some little bit of olive oil and some black pepper. So this is about halfway into the baking, and it's like about 30 minutes since the fish was in the oven. So what we're going to do at this time is we're gonna come and remove the aluminum foil that covered the fish. And as you can see, the fish has released lots of broth. So we're gonna shut everything back in and let it cook again for another 30 minutes. And the heat is still at 350 degrees. So this is what our baked snappers looks like once it's come out from the oven. And what you see, the crust that you see on the outside of the fish are the liquid that was cooked all the way through, and that's why it looks like that. And we're going to remove them, and this is what they look like. It looks real good, and as you can see, both sides are cooked real nicely, and we're going to plate them. And this salsa been sitting here for at least a good 1 hour, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, it has relieved lots of broth. And this is some homemade mayo that I made earlier. It has some parsley, garlic, and some lime juice. It's real yummy. And I made it from scratch. If you want to see how I make that homemade mayo, I will post the link right down. So here we have a loaf of bread that we're going to cut. And what I did was I put it in the oven, where the same oven where the fish was at, just to warm it up a little bit. And this is like a serrated knife. It's gonna help us cut the bread nicely. And I usually buy the bread like at the store, but I don't put them in the oven till it's like time to use it. Like when we're about to eat it, that's when I put it in the oven, and it warms up real nicely. You can put it at a 250 degrees oven for about 15 minutes, and that will work perfectly. And this dish is very healthy until you add the bread and the mayo. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you back here next time for another new video. Bye.